right, Shalom, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash, Ma'amath. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly and willingly called God and Jehovah. Bahashem meaning in the name of. Yahweh Shai meaning he who delivers, who the world ignorantly and willingly called JC today. I want to give a double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone who grew well. Another double honor to my elder as well, Ahar bin Yasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp here in Jacksonville, Florida. Salutations to the 144,000 hopeful elect pushing this truth across the four winds, and to the 1/3 remnant believers in Yahweh Shem Yahshua, Shalom, Shalom. It's going to be a quick lesson entitled, I forgot what it's entitled, let me see, it's on the tip of my tongue. Have no confidence in the flesh. Because, though we walk through the midst of the valley of the shadow of death, and though we in this lower state, and though we surrounded by demons at all time, walking around seeking whom they may devour, we still have no confidence in the flesh, because we know that Yahweh Shem Yahshua controls any and all things. So at the end of the day, if evil brought upon us, it's the Lord bringing that upon us, for his own will. But, if good be upon us, at the end of the day, it's still the Lord. So we have no confidence in the flesh here in Babylon, because at the end of the day, the Lord called us a worm. This is the book of Romans, chapter 8, and I'm starting at verse 5. The point is in verse 6. For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the Spirit, the things of the Spirit. So, right, when you're in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahshua, you're going to mind the things of the Spirit. You're going to be wondering how you can possibly please the Lord. Once a calamity come upon you, you're going to be thinking about, like, dang, what did I do, for the Lord to cause this calamity to be put upon me? How can I please the Lord in this situation, and how can I pass this test? Because we read the accounts of our forefathers like Job. They didn't sin with their lips. They were strong. You see what I'm saying? They were strong. But, us, in this day and age, raised up by our moms and stuff like that, we kind of weak-minded. That's why we got to put on the whole armor of Yahweh Shem Yahshua. So when he is testing us, we're not complaining and falling every time, failing the test, to where the Lord don't even want to deal with you like that, because you're going out like a female every single time. But it says, for they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the Spirit, the things of the Spirit. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. So, right, when you carnally minded, you're going to be constantly doing things that can please the flesh, sinning, or whatever the case may be, bringing forth death, And it says, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. All right, when you're spiritually minded, you're constantly fighting that death and fighting that flesh, to where you could please the Lord, because you want that blessing that come with, serving the Lord. You want that peace, that life that come with serving the Lord, and cause, asking the Lord to guide your footsteps, man, the right path, to where you don't have to be carnally minded, because man's going to please the Lord. He make even his enemies to be at peace with him. Having Yahweh Shai, that's the ultimate covering, because we don't have to worry about certain things here in Babylon, man. But it says, but verse 7, because the carnal mind is enmity against Yahweh, for it is not subject to the law of Yahweh, neither indeed can be. So, right, that's just what it is, man. It says, verse 8, so then they that are in the flesh cannot please Yahweh, right? You can't please Yahweh by Shem Yahshua because you're in the flesh. You know what I'm saying? You got to be in the spirit. You got to be spiritually minded when dealing with Yahweh by Shem Yahshua, so he could sup with you, and give you that wisdom, knowledge, understanding, that good oil. You know what I'm saying? So you could be able to, get away from the wiles of the devil. But in the book of Philippians, chapter 3, verse 1, finally, my brethren, rejoice in the Lord. To write the same things to you, to me indeed is not grievous, but for you it is safe. Beware of dogs, beware of evil workers, beware of concisions. All right, man, you got to beware of these things. You know what I'm saying? These dogs are trying to constantly fill your mind up with with their philosophies and things like that to get you to not trust in your power. You know what I'm saying? People like Vocab Malone, you know, like the apostles say, he better pray here, Israelite, at the end of the day. But we got to beware of these people, man. You know, evil workers and concisions, you know, trying to get you to not trust in the Lord, trying to get you to go back into the world to be a good little Christian, or whatever the case may be. These are evil workers, you know, Satan cometh immediately and try to take away the word that was sown in us. You know, via these people, 2/3 of our people in the heathen, man, they hate the fact that the Lord gave us this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. So we got to beware of all these people. Verse 3, for we are the circumcision which worship Yahweh in spirit and rejoice in Hamashiach Yahushua and have no confidence in the flesh, right? And that's the point. You know, it says we the circumcision that which worship God in spirit and rejoice in Hamashiach Yahushua and have no confidence in the flesh, right? Because the flesh ain't gonna get you nowhere. The flesh gonna have you somewhere behind bars. You see what I'm saying? Minding the things of the flesh. When you spiritually mind it, you see what I'm saying? You can walk this walk in peace, no matter where the Lord leads you, no matter where He guides your footsteps. Only thing you're doing is walking the path, whether that be, you know what I'm saying, wherever the situation is. You see what I'm saying? To reach who He wants you to reach. The Lord gonna put you in that situation, in that predicament, so you could be able to do your job, basically. But it says, and have no confidence in the flesh, so I might also have confidence in the flesh if any other man thinketh that he have whereof he might trust in the flesh, I am more, right? So at the end of the day, man, ultimately when it comes down to it in a nutshell, we don't trust in the flesh because we know the flesh ain't gonna get you nowhere. You could be sitting right here doing 1,000,000 push-ups and pull-ups, you know what I'm saying, thinking you the biggest, baddest, and the Lord will put you in a room full of straight Edomites with batons. You see what I'm saying? Where you weak or worm at. You know what I'm saying? So the only thing you can do in that situation is use your words. Use your words. Use the words of the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shah, you know, to speak life. And people going to see that you got a different spirit on you and they're going to respect you more. You know what I'm saying? But you're going to the next precept. In the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, and verse 7. When a man's ways please the Lord, He make even his enemies to be at peace with him. Right? And that's just what it is, man. You know, if you please the Lord, He gonna make even your enemies be at peace with us. You know, you're gonna be somewhere in a camp somewhere, walking that red line, going to the guillotines. You see the enemy just beating the shit out of everybody else for no reason. And he just walking you get to walk all the way to your path, and you get to get your head chopped off in peace. While everybody else had to go through all these torments. You know what I'm saying? Or even in a different mindset than that. You see what I'm saying? Just understanding that the Lord Yahweh Shema Shah got us in every situation. So, you know, not having confidence in the flesh when we do go through it. Well, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 4 and verse 3 through 8, but the point is in verse 8, I believe. But know that the Lord hath set apart him that is godly for Himself. The Lord will hear when I call unto Him. So right, when we call on the Lord Yahweh Shema Shah, He gonna hear us because He has set apart him that is godly for Himself. You see what I'm saying? The Lord have caused our footsteps to walk this path. So as long as we walk in this path in truth and sincerity, can't nothing really harm us. You know what I'm saying? Verse 4, stand in awe and sin not. Commune with your own heart upon your bed and be still. Salah. So right, man, you gotta wake up in the morning and wonder how you could please the Lord. You know, wonder what you're gonna do spiritually minded today to do your job that the Lord had brought us here to do. You know what I'm saying? It says, verse 5, others offer the sacrifice of righteousness and put your trust in the Lord, right? Put your trust in the Lord. Have no confidence in the flesh because the flesh can get you nowhere. So we offer these sacrifices of righteousness, you know what I'm saying, by trimming our lamps and following after the accounts that our forefathers wrote so we can further please the Lord. You know, we put our trust in the Lord in doing so. Verse 6, There be many that say, who will show us any good? Lord, lift thou up the light of thy countenance upon us. Thou hast put gladness in my heart, more than in the time that their corn and wine increase. So right, man, these people out here flourishing, and you know what I'm saying, flourishing, physically, not spiritually, and gain and their heart increase in it. But us, we a poor worm, and our heart still increasing in joy because of the simple fact that we know we got the Lord Yahweh Shem Shah, and every day that they work hard for and put all their hopes in, trusting in the flesh, trusting in their crops, trusting in their guns, trusting in, they false gods, it's gonna come to naught. But this is the faith of the grain of the mustard seed that the Lord have gave us, the wisdom, knowledge, understanding that the Lord have gave us. You see what I'm saying? We know that it's gonna take us into the kingdom and give us and lead us into immortality. It says, verse 8, I will both lay me down in peace and sleep, for thou, Lord, only makest me to dwell in safety. So that's just what it is. We have no confidence in the flesh because we know that Yahweh Shem Shah is the only one that calls us to dwell in safety, man. We have no confidence in the flesh. Further proving a point, Psalms 37, starting at verse 23. Psalms 37 and 23, the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai. He delighteth in his way. Though he fall, he shall not be utterly cast down, for the Lord upholdeth him with his right hand. So right, man, the righteous fall 7 times, but he getteth up again. And ultimately when it comes down to it, the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. He calls you to take that step. You walking, and the Lord to lead you right where you need to be at the right time to reach his elect. Because that's our job. You see what I'm saying? We the ones doing the handiwork. Might have the Lord's sheep somewhere stuck in the gutter, and we got to go get that sheep out. You see what I'm saying? Because the Lord, he, like Scripture say, he going to rejoice over that one sheep than the 99. Wherever the sheep done fell at, we got to go pull a foot out through the spirit and the power of Yahweh Shem Shah. Verse 25, I have been young and now am old, yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. So right, man, the Lord is not going to forsake us. He's not going to forsake the ones that call on his name and trust in him in truth and sincerity. You read the counts in the scriptures. Our seed not going to be begging bread. We're not doing this work in vain. You know what I'm saying? And it says, verse 26, he is ever merciful and lendeth, and his seed is blessed. Depart from evil and do good and dwell forevermore, man, right? And that's just what it is. And you got to depart from evil and do good to the best of your ability. You fall, you got to get back up quickly and speedily. How do you do that? You're calling on the name of the Lord. Lord, help me. You see what I'm saying? Help me when it comes down to it. Because at the end of the day, man, we in this flesh, but we don't trust in the flesh because we know that the one that controls the spirit in the flesh is the one that's able to do what he pleases. Sirach, chapter 33 and verse 1, last precept. There shall no evil happen unto him that feareth the Lord, but in temptation, even again, he will deliver him. So right, man, ain't no evil gonna happen to him that feareth the Lord. But in temptation, he gonna deliver us again and again. As long as we call on his name and pray and knock on that door, the Lord gonna let us in. Like, you know what I'm saying? He gonna sup with us, and he gonna help us every time. Like it says in Wisdom of Solomon 19 and 22, verse 2, a wise man hated not the law, but he that is an hypocrite therein is a ship in the storm. So right, man, we don't hate the law because we know we don't be saved through the law. You know what I'm saying? But following the laws, statutes, commandments to the best of our ability, it keep us away from that left hand of the Lord. It keep us away from that, the Lord. You walking down a path of wickedness, and then the Lord just come open palm you, slap you, leaving handprints from your ear to your lips. You see what I'm saying? Taking you through it. So, that's why we follow the laws to the best of our ability, because we want to please the Lord. But we have faith on Yahweh Shem Shai because at the end of the day, he the one that's going to put it in us, to where we're going to do it perfectly. And it says, a man of understanding trusting in the law, and the law is faithful unto him as an oracle. Prepare what to say, and so thou shalt be heard, and bind up instruction, and then make answer, right? So when it comes down to it, you at your weakest moment, your strongest moment. You see what I'm saying? About to get your head chopped off on the guillotine. The Lord gonna put the words in your heart. He gonna give you the words to say. He gonna give you the strength. You know what I'm saying? So you can go forth and do what you got to do to make it to the kingdom. You see what I'm saying? So you won't have to be here another day and with these devils. You could just be with the Lord instantly and speedily. You know what I'm saying? And then the Lord take the pain from you, man. So where it just be happen quick for you, like He did for Yahweh Shai. So come, man. You know, pray this lesson was edifying. Once again, we have no confidence in the flesh at all. The flesh cannot save us. Only person that can deliver us from this valley of shadow of death is Yahweh Shai Himself. You know, and I pray that this lesson was edifying. Once again, Shalom. On to the next DTA, Abba Ball.